It's delayed. Close your camera.
Another one, fully charged.
Just leave it there. We fix this one.
Yeah. It's a funny delay in the connection.
Yeah, it's about 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay, can we start? No worries. It's all fine.
Really? Wow.
Here's a mic. So if you prefer speaking there, you can just stay there. You can also stay here, or whatever you prefer. Yeah, there? Okay, let me put it here.
Could you bring it? No, okay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It is good morning to those in this time zone, because we have esteemed guests also joining from different time zones, so I also should say good afternoon, perhaps even good evening. Welcome to the second day of this international conference on international law and Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia and its re-engagement with international law. This is the second day then of this unique effort of bringing together scholars and practitioners from around the world, in particular from Southeast Asia. This panel is entitled Peace and Security in Southeast Asia. Today we will discuss pertinent topics related to international peace and security in the region of Southeast Asia. My name is David Ndunne. I'm a lecturer at the law program, amongst others coordinating the elective module, Conflict, Peace and Security. It's my honor today to serve as the moderator of this panel. This panel then builds on this morning's panels that many of you have attended, on maritime security in Southeast Asia, on peaceful dispute settlement in Southeast Asia. And before I introduce our esteemed guests and speakers, I want to give a brief background to the topic. In the maintenance of international peace and security, the United Nations is facing daunting challenges. 2 days ago, a resolution at the United Nations Security Council on bringing an end to the war in the Middle East didn't get passed, got stuck due to a veto in the Security Council by one of the permanent members. So, deadlock on major issues at the Security Council, the principal for the maintenance of international peace and security. Elsewhere, the United Nations is facing large burdens in maintaining 11 simultaneous peacekeeping operations. So an overstretch is a consistent risk in the larger UN system. What about its funding with the election of Mr. Donald J. Trump to the presidency of the United States? The United States, on its own, contributing 22% of the United Nations budget and 28% of the peacekeeping budget. What does it mean? Mr. Trump's foreign policy is may well be a watershed for U.S. foreign policy. What does it mean for the United Nations and for maintaining international peace and security? And for that reason, regional approaches play a key role. And that's acknowledged by the UN, Chapter 8 of the UN Charter. Enter ASEAN. That rings a bell with many of us here, even though we're in the Netherlands and in Europe. ASEAN is well known to our first-year students in the current Model United Nations project. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, established 1967, Bangkok, Thailand. 5 states at the time. That was not self-evident that they would come together. Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines and Singapore having had serious disagreements and tensions in the years before. It was not self-evident, and it started as a sort of a loose, recurring international conference, but today it is a full-fledged international organization with 10 member states from around Southeast Asia. So the question for us today is, what role does ASEAN play in maintaining or restoring international peace and security in Southeast Asia and beyond? Has it lived up to its expectations? And you were discussing the Myanmar situation in your project. What role can it play? What role should it play? Particularly through its political security community, its second pillar, its regional forum that includes outside powers from around the world that have an interest in Southeast Asian security, including all the great powers, China, United States, India, Russia, and European states as well. But what does it mean that many Southeast Asian nations have repeatedly bypassed ASEAN in their disputes, specifically with non-ASEAN members, with outside powers? For instance, as we heard yesterday at the plenary opening, the Philippines taking the People's Republic of China to the Permanent Court of Arbitration for dispute settlement.
non-traditional ones like maybe space or space condition as a challenge or as a threat to the national security. So why did this happen or what does this mean? So when we say security or peace, mostly we think about it is the military aspect, it is the armed forces, it is the use of force or anything like that, right? The core military aspect of it. But as per the Copenhagen School or Critical Security Thinking, which is a prominent aspect in the international relations and especially the strategic studies, we have or they have come up with certain aspects where we securitize the things. So, for example, we recently had the COVID, like not too recent, but maybe from 2020 till here, till today, even some areas like they are affected. So why do we consider that as a security threat or why did we give that importance? So as per this critical security studies, it is like security is objective in nature and we can modify or we can, depending on the political interference or the need of the people at a larger scale, we can categorize certain other non-traditional or non-military aspects as a security aspect. So it has a political nature involved, so that is the reason it is widely used or widely studied in the international relations. So in this, like the health. So COVID is nothing but a health aspect wherein we were blocked from going out of the house or the rate of deaths have increased and all. Like we can categorize it as health. But we have considered, or most of the countries have considered it as a security challenge because of this thinking wherein the concerned government